Hi teens, welcome to another day of virtual programming. We are so excited to have you guys all here for another wonderful Wednesday. On the schedule today we have STEM with Cam, then we'll have Boredom Busters with Andrea, followed up by Career Launch done by Maria. So grab some supplies, settle in, and we hope you guys have a really fun day today.
Alright guys, welcome to STEM. So for today we're going to be making a rain cloud in a bottle. So for all you're going to need is a jar, see-through jar preferably, some water, shaving cream, and some food coloring. Any color you want works. I'm going to use blue because, water. So all you're going to do is we're just going to fill our jar up, maybe about a quarter of the way full. You want some space to put the shaving cream in. But other than that, it's just super easy. It's pretty cool. So I'll give it a good shake. Let that all kind of get going in there. You can already tell that there is some separation in there. Just a little tiny bit. Next up, you're going to take your food coloring. Get the cap off. Try not to make a mess. And then just let it kind of drip in. I'm actually going to do a little bit more. And as you can see, there's already some starting to leak out of the bottom. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to let this hang out, and then the food coloring is just going to naturally sink through our cloud, aka the shaving cream, and it'll start making streaks that you'll be able to see. My test took around about an hour or so, just because my shaving cream is a bit thicker. But yeah, you're just going to let it hang out, let it soak through. And make sure you guys send in pictures of your results to royteen@bgcweberdavis.org. Again, that's royteen@bgcweberdavis.org, and you'll be entered to win a prize. So that's all I got for you guys today. It's really easy. It's pretty neat. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for that really cool STEM experiment, Cam. I hope you guys all decide to take him up on that challenge. And now it is time for Boredom Busters with Andrea.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to jump straight into it today. What we're going to make for Boredom Busters is what's called a terrarium jar or an ecosphere. So I don't know why, but I got on a kick of doing nature stuff and bringing it back into my home. And so if you want to look up ideas, look up an ecosphere or a terrarium jar, and you'll get a basic idea of what we're going to do today. So you're going to need a couple of things. We're going to deliver some jars to your houses, and they'll be big enough for you guys to put as many things as you need to. Other than that, you guys are welcome to make your ecosphere as diverse as you want. I'm going to show you what I did, and I went to a local pond, to gather my supplies. So here we go. Hey guys, so I'm here at Buse Pond, and I just want to show you some of the supplies that I picked up. So I have a couple baggies of pond water, and it's important that your water isn't chlorinated so that it can sustain life. Then I've got a couple bags of dirt, and I grabbed some moss and sticks as well. And the one thing that I'm missing is stone, so I'll grab that and I'll be back. Alright, so here is all of my supplies. I found some rocks in my backyard. Here are some of the sticks and kind of hay that I found. And okay, here are all my bags of collected stuff. Moss, dirt. Alright, and I'm ready with my jar to get started. First things first. Oops. Get some rocks in there. Next is some wet dirt. Alright, let's see if I can make it in. Woo! Alright, we're gonna keep digging. So I got a lot more than I needed, but it's always better to get more stuff and have extra, then not get enough, and then need some more. Okay, so I've kind of squished it down. And so now, the next step is to put some moss. Or at least, I grabbed some moss. You don't need some moss. I'm gonna put some in. I even found a plant to put in here. Alright, so this is what my jar looks like so far. Okay, now it's time to add the water. Alright, so this is what my terrarium jar looks like. As you can see, the water has cleared up a ton. And you can see the plant now. It's looking so good. And so there you go, folks. Your own terrarium jar.
That looks super fun. Thank you so much, Andrea, for showing us all how to do that. And again, I hope you guys take her up on her challenge as well. There's so many opportunities today for you to enter to win a prize. And remember, all submissions need to be sent to royteen@bgcweberdavis.org with your name and the number of prize that you want. Now it is time for Career Launch with Maria.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Career Launch. My name is Maria. This week I wanted to focus on the topic of education. I want you to think about the word education and decide whether or not it's a privilege. And I'd like to show you an interview between Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger in Harry Potter, and Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai is an activist for female education. She's from Pakistan. When she was a teenager living in Pakistan, the Taliban had banned girls from going to school, but Malala was still a strong advocate for female education. So, one day, a Taliban gunman entered a bus that Malala was on and shot her because of her activism. Malala survived the gunshot and since then has won the Nobel Peace Prize and written a book and advocated for female education around the world. I'd like you to watch an interview between Emma Watson and Malala and think about the importance of education around the world and if everyone should have an education and whether or not education is a privilege. After you watch the video, I want you to write about how the video made you feel, what you learned about Malala, and how you feel about education.
Hello everyone, I'm Emma Watson. I'm delighted to be welcoming you all to the opening of the Into Film Festival. It's an honor to be joined by Malala Yousafzai. Hello Malala. Hello. First, I just wanted to say how wonderful I thought the film was and that you're just my absolute hero, so this is
It's my great honor to see you as well.
Oh, that's really kind, thank you. I think that the best part of the film for me was that you got to see what obviously made you so extraordinary, but more importantly, ordinary, which shows that anyone can encourage change, and I just thought that was a wonderful message from the film. Do you have a sense of a tangible goal that you would like the Malala Fund to reach within your lifetime?
So it's my simple dream and very straightforward. I want to see every child to get quality education, and in order to make sure that that dream comes true, we have to work hard and we have to take action, and that's why through the Malala Fund we are working each and every day. And now the Sustainable Development Goals are going to be set up. So we are raising our voice saying that not just primary education should be focused on, but both primary and secondary education should be available to every child. And this has been my mission, and I'll make it come true. I'll try my best.
How does it feel to have your story shown on film and screened to thousands of young people today as part of the Into Film Festival?
It's quite interesting, but I don't like seeing myself on TV, or I can't even hear my voice. So, but once the film was made and I watched it, it really inspired me the way Davis Guggenheim, the director of the film, has delivered our story through animation and spread the message of education across the world. And it was his commitment to this goal that led to this, the making of this movie. And it covers, as you have seen it, it covers like the family story and how we stood up for the right to education at that hard time of terrorism in Swat Valley. So hopefully the message will spread and it will inspire more people to come together and join the campaign that we are having through the Malala Fund, #WithMalala, and to come together and do something. It's not just that you watch the film, but you do something. And I want this movie not just to be a movie, but a movement.
That's amazing, and I thought that the animation in the film was so beautiful, and I loved the mythology behind it, and it just really, it was so beautifully done and so well told, and I completely agree with you. I think it's great that people are watching the film, and it's wonderful, but it's great that you want people to really do something and take action as well, and that this is about a movement, not just a film. I think it's amazing that it's going so far beyond that. A part of the film that really touched me was how big of a role, you know, your father has played in your life and in the film. How would you respond to anyone who said that, you know, men can't be feminists or shouldn't be campaigning for girls' rights?
Well, my father, he has set an example to all parents and all men, that if we want equality, if we want equal rights for women, then men have to step forward. Because if we complain that women don't get equality, equal rights, it means like all the things are taken by men. So they need to step back and say, we are here to support. So it can't happen that men are just thinking it's just a few women's job who are crazy feminists and they're going to change it and things are going to be changed soon. It's not going to happen like this. We all have to work together. That's how change will come. And this is the role that my father has taken. He believes in women's rights, he believes in equality, and he calls himself a feminist. But interestingly, this word feminism, it has been a very tricky word. And when I heard it the first time, I heard it I heard some negative responses and some positive ones. And I hesitated in saying, am I a feminist or not? And then after hearing your speech, when you said, if not now, when? If not me, who? I decided that there's no way and there's nothing wrong by calling yourself a feminist. So I am a feminist, and we all should be feminists, because feminism is another word for equality.
Wow. I'm so moved to hear that. That's absolutely amazing, and I agree with you. It's become this really difficult word, but I think it's wonderful when people do embrace it, because it should be synonymous with equality.
People have forgotten its definition.
They really, really have. So that's wonderful. Wow. I'm so moved to hear that. Well, it's kind of a similar question, but what would you say to people who argue that religion and educating women are at odds? I thought, again, it was so wonderful in the film to show how important your faith and your spirituality were in giving you strength to do the work that you do. I just thought that was such a wonderful part of the film. But what would you say to people that, you know, that use scripture to say that women shouldn't be educated, or that argue that educating women is a Western concept or a Western idea?
I think people fail to understand religious beliefs, especially when it comes to Islam. They have failed to understand that the word Islam means peace. So they have failed to understand that the very first word of the Holy Quran was Iqra, which means read. It wasn't that only male should read it and not female. It was about reading, it was about learning and getting knowledge. So in Islam, you believe that God has sent you to this earth. You are there to gain knowledge, to learn, and to discover more. And this is what we are here for. And so people have just misinterpreted the religion. And for me, Islam is a religion of peace, which is for the goodness and of whole humanity, and it's for the brotherhood, kindness, patience, love for each other. And I don't know why people just go crazy and kill each other and start terrorism. Just live a better life and be kind. Why is it so hard to love each other?
That's amazing. And yes, I completely agree.
In terms of brothers, it's different, because I have two brothers and we are never good to each other. We fight. That's a separate case, but overall,
I can relate. I actually have brothers. There's a lot of fighting that goes on. It's not very peaceful.
All my prayers are with you.
Yeah, tough for the parents. I was wondering, are you excited to see Hillary Clinton, a woman running for president in the US?
Well, I don't really have any views about, I don't really know. I haven't really decided on which political side I am in America.
I'm not.
I really think America needs a woman president. That's what I think.
I agree with this. very trivial question compared to some of the others, but I had to ask. That really, really bright pink colour that you wear, it's one of my absolute favourite colours, and I see you with it a lot, and I wondered if it was lucky or if it had any sort of special meaning to you.
I don't know, but I have always liked pink color, and when I was going to the UN speech, I wore pink that day. I don't know why, and so yes, and now the film
is all pink,
orange
too.
and pink, so
Yeah.
pink is everywhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
must be a thing. I feel it's nice because I get the impression that you're someone who is generally sort of, shy, that is struggling with all of the attention that's being thrust on her, but I thought it was wonderful that you'd chosen this bright colour, which meant that you wanted to be seen and you wanted to spread your message in spite of that, and I thought that was wonderful.
Thank you.
As a big book fan, I have to ask you, what was your last favourite book? Was there anything that you read in the last year that you just fell in love with?
Right now I'm reading A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini, and it's just beautiful. Everyone should read it.
It's a wonderful book. I've also read
Yes.
this book. It's an amazing book.
I just can't explain it. It's like the best book. Read it.
I was curious what the thing you found the strangest about England compared to Pakistan was or would be.
So in our books we studied that there are 4 seasons, and in Pakistan we had 4 seasons, but in the UK I just found there was 1 season, and it was always winter. That was quite surprising. Then another surprising thing was that in the UK people follow traffic rules. Yeah, which is quite surprising in our country. Maybe in a few cities people are nice, but in the rest of the country no traffic rules at all. So that was quite surprising. But then more than that, it's the love of people and how they have given so much support, and I have never felt like being from another country. It's just I have so many friends here, and all the teachers in my school, they have been supporting me and keeping me like a normal girl, and that's what's really good, and I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that, because I know you have to deal with being famous, and I was going to ask you what I sometimes get asked, which would be what you would do if you could be anonymous for a day, and then it stopped me dead in my tracks, because I realised exactly what you would do, and it really struck me, what you've sacrificed for your ideals and your dream and this movement, and it made me really emotional, actually, and so I just wanted to thank you again for being who you are and for being so brave. So other than going home, is there anything that you like the idea of doing if you had magical powers and you could be invisible for a day, what you would do?
Well, I haven't gone back to Pakistan for 3 years since the attack, and I would love to go back to my country, and it's just to achieve the goal I have, because sometimes people feel like I've got the Nobel Peace Prize and the book and the film they are released, and like there's nothing else that I need, but people fail to understand that my goal, which is to see every child going to school, hasn't been achieved yet, and that's what I want to see come true. And it's really important that we come together and we support each other. This is about the future of all those 66 million girls who cannot go to school right now. It's about our future. It's going to affect every one of us. If so many children are out of school, they don't get education, and they have, girls especially, they have potential, they can contribute to society. If you are stopping half of the population not to come forward, how can you think of progress and achievements? So it's important that we think it's our responsibility to participate actively in bringing change. It's we who can bring change.
66 million girls is such a huge number. It's such a massive number to think about that can't go to school at the moment. So those are my questions.
Now that you watched the video, answer these 4 questions on a piece of paper or type them up on the computer. What is the importance of education? Should everyone have a right to an education? How did the video make you feel? And what did you learn about Malala? Please send your response with your name and your prize number to royteen@bgcweberdavis.org. See you next time.
Well, that wraps it up for today. We are so grateful that you guys are all here and participating. And remember, any submissions need to be sent to royteen@bgcweberdavis.org. We hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we will see you all next week for more virtual programming.